I'm Josh Rine, licensed professional counselor. And this is Responding in Relationships, Emotional Intelligence in Action for Better Communication. This is a part of the Pause and Respond framework where we focus on Pillar 6, where emotional control gets tested in real conversations, where anger isn't always what it looks like, and where what feels like emotion is often something deeper. A lot of people say, I'm just angry, I have a temper, or maybe I get frustrated easily. And sometimes those statements are true. But many times, you're not just angry. You're reacting to something underneath the anger. Anger is often just the surface emotion. It shows up loud, fast, and clear. But underneath it, there is usually something else. Loss of control, feeling disrespected, feeling unheard or challenged, feeling exposed and even dismissed. And one of the most common drivers of anger is you feel like you're losing position. Position doesn't mean power in a negative way. It means your place in the conversation, your sense of footing, your ability to influence what's happening, your sense of being respected. When that feels threatened, emotions tend to rise. Let's make this real. You're in a conversation. Someone interrupts you or dismisses your point, or maybe they correct you publicly or question your decisions. And suddenly you feel heat rise. Your tone begins to sharpen. Your words start coming out faster. Your body leans in and you push harder. That's not random anger. That's a response to feeling like you're losing position. Because when you feel like your voice is being minimized, your system tries to regain control. And it often does that through intensity, more volume, more words, more force, more correction. The problem is, though, intensity doesn't restore position. It often damages further. So here's what happens. You feel challenged. You react quickly. Your tone changes. The other person feels the shift. So now they react. And now the conversation is no longer about the point. The conversation has become a contest, not a discussion. And in that contest, both people are trying to regain position at the same time, thus escalation. So let's break it down. Someone says, I don't think that's the right call. Now, there are two ways to interpret that. One, they're offering a different perspective. Or two, they're challenging my competence. If your system chooses the second, you feel like you're losing position. And now the anger begins to rise. And your response might sound something like, well, if you actually understood the situation, or now you're not explaining, you're defending. And the defensiveness communicates to the other person, I feel threatened, even if you don't say it. So here's another example. A partner says, you've been distant lately. What they mean is, I miss you. What you might hear is, you're failing. You're not showing up. You're the problem. Now again, position feels threatened. So you respond, that's not true. Or, I've been busy. Or maybe, you don't understand what I've been dealing with. Now the conversation is shifted from connection to defense. This is why anger shows up so fast, because the brain is trying to protect your position, your respect, your identity, your self of control. But here's the problem. The way most people try to regain position actually weakens it. They begin to interrupt. They talk over people. They correct aggressively. They raise their voice and try to dominate the moment. And what ultimately happens is that they lose influence. Because real position in a conversation is not built through force. It's built through control. The person who is most regulated often has the most influence. Think about it. When someone says stay calm while being challenged, they look confident, grounded, in control. But when someone gets loud and reactive, even if they're right, they begin to lose credibility because it looks like they're not able to handle the pressure. And that's the shift. You don't need to fight for position. You need to hold it. And holding the position requires steadiness. So let's flip the situation. Someone says, I don't think that's the right call. Instead of reacting, you simply pause and you say, tell me what you're saying. Now you've done three things in this example. 1, you stayed in control. 2, you've kept the conversation open. And 3, you've maintained your position. You didn't lose anything. In fact, you may have gained influence because people trust someone who can stay composed under challenge. They recognize that as leadership. Here's another key point. Not every challenge is a threat, but reactive people treat it like one. So they respond to everything with the same level of intensity. This creates a cycle of unnecessary conflict. Controlled people do something different. They evaluate first. They ask, is this actually a threat or just a different perspective? That question slows everything down. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Sometimes the need to hold position comes from insecurity. If you don't feel solid internally, you'll fight harder externally. You tend to defend more, explain more, push more, because you're trying to convince yourself at the same time you're trying to convince the other person. But when you're grounded internally, you don't need to prove as much. You can listen without collapsing. You can consider other perspectives without reacting. You can disagree without escalation. And those are signs of strength. Another example, you're in a group setting. Someone makes a comment that slightly undermines you, and you feel it. That moment that you feel it is critical. The reactive response is to immediately correct them, to call it out, to make it clear that they're wrong. The controlled response stays steady, addresses it calmly if needed, or redirects the conversation. Not every moment needs a correction. Some moments demand composure. Reactive people protect ego. Controlled people protect outcomes. And here's the truth. Anger is not the problem. Mismanaged anger is the problem. Anger can signal something important, but it doesn't need to control behavior. So the next time you feel anger rising in a conversation, pause and ask, what am I actually reacting to? Am I upset? Or do I feel like I'm losing position in the conversation or situation that I'm in? That awareness changes everything. Because once you see it, you can choose differently. You can slow down and lower your tone. You can stay present, ask a question, respond instead of react. This is what we're building in this series. Not emotionless communication, but controlled communication, intentional and effective communication. This is part of pillar 6, responding in relationships. And sometimes anger isn't the signal to push harder, it's the signal to steady yourself. Now, if you want to go deeper into the pause and respond framework, if you want to get the books and the workbooks to help process this through actionable steps, go to pauseandrespond.com. All the resources are there. At the end of the day, awareness is beneficial, but practice is what maximizes and trains response. We're also going to start doing some opportunities for one-on-one coaching. That'll be on the Pause and Respond website soon, so please look out for that. Episode 6 is now complete. 9 more to go in this series. Follow the show so you don't miss the next episode, because next time we're going to talk about why criticism hits harder than it should. Less reaction, more choice.